So, and I actually, man, when you came out with this ministry, it hit me because I'm actually freshly dealing with a lot of this stuff again.
Okay.
So that was back then in my young age, but I really taken another toll recently too. So like what I was saying, I was thinking about starting my own supplement company, and I was doing expos, and I was doing this was just a year and a half ago, man. I was doing expos. I was a brand ambassador. I was doing
I remember seeing you doing some of that stuff.
Yeah. So
yeah.
This is recent. This is all fresh, and this is why it hit me when you were talking about doing this. And so that was my goal. At that time, I was working out 6 days a week. I was cutting my body fat. I was ready to start a supplement company. I had the business loan out to start the supplement company. Like, it was full go. And I was gonna do supplements. I was thinking about competing and like bodybuilding, because I was finally able to maintain my muscle mass while cutting weight. Like, I did a lot of research on it, and I had a lot of good trainers. But then what ended up happening is I ended up pulling out my back. So I was out. And I've been having back problems. I have surgery. So I went in.
Wow.
And I went in the doctor's, man. This is just last year. And I had 3 bulging discs. And, 3 bulging discs and 2 pinched nerves. One was my sciatic nerve. And the only thing that they said could help me was probably surgery. And that's not a route I wanted to take again after my past experience.
Exactly.
So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting I ended up going to like a spine and pain doctor. And I ended up getting cortisone shots in my spine. So when you're at that low of a level, where do you really go? And that's why I'm glad you got this ministry, because now people like me have somewhere to go. But before, I've never heard of an athletic ministry that outreaches to, people that are going through, athletic injuries or changing their course. Like, where do you go, man? So, I mean, I did what I know to do. I went to the Word, the Scriptures, man, and I still contemplated. You got to trust, but it's hard to do until you get into a situation. Like, I trusted that, God does all good things. Everything that He does is for our good. But like I said, coming from you, like hearing your story, like I felt like I had something to share too, and that's why I messaged you right away. I felt like we could relate, and I felt like your story, in some proportion, was what I was going through.
Right.
And mine was later in life, man. Mine was. And see, yours, you had a future. You were looking at going pro. You were looking at your life. I'm at the age now, man, where that is my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm old enough now where I'm like, that is my life. This is what I'm in the middle of. This is what I'm doing. Like I said, my identity revolved around that. Yeah. And when you lose your identity, man, you really have to think things through, Mm-hmm. And so now my goal is to. So I've been reading more, man. I've been reading motivating books. I've been reading scripture. Obviously, that's something I take a lot of time into to really dig deep into. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting to stop serving myself, because that's where my identity was. My identity was serving myself, making myself better, each and every day. But now my identity is moving towards helping others become better each and every day. So I'm planning a trip next week. I'm going to Nicaragua for a mission trip.
Really cool.
So I told you that. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And I've already started doing some little things on the side, and the joy, I guess, the fulfillment that these little doing serving others doesn't even compare. Like what I was doing for myself, that joy doesn't compare to helping others.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the blessings, even though I haven't made too many moves yet, I haven't made too many moves. My joy and my peace are about the same. Dude, it's so close within 3 months, but my joy and my peace are about where I was when I was serving myself, and I know I haven't even come to the top.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, I mean that's where I'm getting from it. Like I'm not depressed anymore, because now I have a hope and I have a future.
Right.
And it no longer revolves around me healing. It revolves other people healing.
All right, guys. Wow, you heard it. Brandon's story is amazing. It is inspiring. I hope that you felt encouraged by our interview and our time together, because Brandon is exactly the type of people that I am trying to help. Somebody who was at the pinnacle. I'm doing commercials, was known as a guy who was a gym rat and who was strong and who was athletic, and his identity got tied up into it. And yet it got stripped away from him. And now he's in a place where he's questioning what's next for him. And he's trying to figure out his life's purpose, how he can inspire people. And he's doing that. He's going to Nicaragua to inspire other people and be used by God. And so there's life after athletics. There's hope after sports. And these are the people I'm trying to help. And so I want to thank you for listening to Brandon and my interview. And I really hope that it inspires you to support this movement, to support this ministry, because it's going to help people like Brandon, people who have kids, people who have family, but they just need help. They just need guidance. They just need direction. They need somebody who understands what it's like to have your identity tied up in sports. They need somebody who understands what it's like to have something stripped away from you that you thought was maybe your life purpose, or at least an aspiration of yours, and now it's no longer possible. How do you overcome failure when you don't get another opportunity? Brandon is somebody that I'm trying to help, but I need your help to do it. So please, please give what you can. Give what God leads you to give. I need your financial support. I need money to take this message all over the world to the people who need it the most, the people who are struggling right now with their identity, with depression, to struggle to get back in shape because they're no longer playing organized sports anymore and forced to get up at 6 a.m. and do workouts. And they're wondering, how do I get back in shape when I'm not as athletic as I used to be? Why should I get back in shape when there's no reason for me to work out? And so we're trying to give them hope. We're trying to give them the right mindsets. We're trying to help them live out their best life that's ahead of them and not behind them. So please help me share this message. Give, pray, share. I need you. Until next time, I'm Daryl, and I thank you for your support.